If your satin stitches look like this, we need to fix that, because clean, flawless stitches are what separate beginner work from professional results. In this video, I'm taking the EM from my logo, which stands for Embroidery Mastery, and showing you exactly how I digitize it for a left chest logo design. We're going inside the Embrilliance software, and I'm showing you exactly how to get those clean satin columns so your stitches lay smooth and consistent. And then I'm taking it a step further. I will be making a rhinestone template for the left chest logo because we want to give it that extra pop. So if your stitches have been looking a little off, or you have been relying on auto digitizing, then this video is for you. Hello, beautiful people. I am Tanish Fortin, your favorite virtual embroidery coach, and welcome back to another video. Super excited once again about the video for tonight because I am going to be making myself about 4 or 5 logo shirts. Now, I have never been a person that has been huge on branding, but since I've started playing around with my design and doing different types of embroidery on my design, I have been loving it. So I will be wearing my merch more often. Plus, I got to rep Embroidery Mastery. So I have the Gildan brand t-shirts. These are t-shirts because we are going into the warmer months and I just want to be comfortable in a t-shirt just around my studio. I just want to look presentable and well put together on the days where I'm not really doing anything other than sitting at my computer digitizing or doing something for Embroidery Mastery. So I am going to get these shirts hooped. I am going to use my favorite cutaway stabilizer in the whole wide world, and this is from United Thread. It is the premium 3-ounce cutaway stabilizer, and the one that I have is the soft version. I like the soft version because you really don't need to use the cover stitch with this stabilizer. A few of you have been asking, do I cover my stitches? And no, I don't cover my stitches, not even for my kids' garments anymore. If I will be using the soft cutaway stabilizer, it really doesn't need it because once you wash it, and even before so, it's already pretty soft. So I will meet you guys in the software and then I will meet you at the machine. Okay, so I have my logo pulled up. This is my short form logo and this will be a left chest logo. One of the more important skills of digitizing is being able to take that same design and create different types of stitches. So let me show you guys real quick. This is the logo where I did the very large fill stitches with a satin border around it, and I am also going to do a applique version. So this is the applique version, and then I'm also going to do a sketch version. These are sketch stitches and they are going to have mylar in the inside. So it's really important to be able to transfer your embroidery work throughout the different types of stitches. Let me go back to our little left chest logo. So these are just going to be plain satin stitches. There's 2 ways that we can make satin stitches. We can use the draw with points, which is right here, or we can use the satin columns. It'll be quicker if I use the satin draw with points versus the satin columns. I think the satin columns, they just, I don't know, they just look really good, but they take me a little bit longer to do. I have gotten faster at doing them because I've been practicing them so much, but for purposes of this video, we are going to use draw with points. Now, one other thing to note before we start is that this is so small, I'm not going to cut a hole right here. I may cut a hole right here, but we will see. So let's get started with the draw with points. I'm just going to select it. I am holding down the shift button on the keyboard to give me these cusp nodes. And now I have let go of the shift button, and now I'm just doing curved nodes. So I'm just trying to stay consistent and stay on the line. I'm going to come all the way right here. I am holding down the shift again, and I'm holding the shift key down again. Now it cut kind of short, but we will come back and fix that. So I am doing curved nodes. I may come back and change these to cusp. It all depends on how they act when I start to move them around. So the one thing with satin stitches, when they stitch together, they are going to kind of push the fabric inwards. So you want to exaggerate the size a little bit and kind of make your nodes on the outer parts of the satin stitches. So I'm holding down the shift to get that cusp. I'm holding down the shift again, and I'm taking some curved nodes, and I'm just going to close off my shape from there. And I did get the satin stitches because the satin, I don't know if I just hit it or if I hit it prior, but they did form. Now what I'm going to do is hit this little eye because I don't want the satin stitches there right now. I need to shape these nodes. Everything is, it's okay for the most part. I mean, it's pretty, you know, it's decent. So I am going to hit that eye again to bring the stitches back. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I can already see some areas that I just want to clean up. I do want this corner a little sharper. Let me move these out of the way. I'm not going to spend too much time on these nodes. I mean, this is decent. So I'm going to move on to this little bottom part right here. I'm going to hit draw with points again. I am going to use my line node for this. I'm just simply tracing the shape. I'm going to come up here and close off my shape. I'm just straightening out the nodes, that's all. All right, now I'm going to move on. I'm going to come right here to this M. I am kind of switching back and forth between the nodes. I will go back and fix that a little bit later. And I'm just going to close that. For this part right here, I'm just going to simply drag it in a little bit. All right, and now I'm going to go back up here to draw with points, and I'm using my curved node. And I used my cusp earlier. Now I switched on to curved nodes, and now I'm just going to do a line node. Cusp, and now I'm just going to curve around. I'm going to go back and fix that. And I'm just going to close off my shape. Now I'm just fixing anything that needs to be fixed. I'm just going to click on the node and bring this in a little bit. And I'm going to bring this one out a little bit while trying to line everything up at the same time. I'm going to use my Bezier handles to bring the curvature in a little bit. Bring up the handles, I'm bringing that in. All right, it's looking pretty good for the most part. All right, now let's find the color that we need. It's more like a deep sky blue, and I am going to bring in my satin columns. And there you go. Let's see. Oh, they look good. So there's one more thing to do with these columns before I move on. Oh, let me make this a satin column as well. All right, so before I move on to this needle, let me see, the needle is first, and then you have to draw this little other part that extends into the M last so that it can be on top. But anyways, I want to get my inclinations in to kind of direct the stitches on which way to go. So I already know that this is going to curve. I did that wrong. We're going to come back and fix that. So right now we're just telling our stitches which way to go. Okay, these are inclinations. And it's this button right here. I'm going to hit enter. And the first thing I am going to do is fix this one. All right, everything is looking good. I may need another inclination right in this area, right in here. Okay, now I'm going to do that for the remaining satin columns. All right, we have all of our inclinations in. Everything is looking pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to draw this last piece right here, and then I'm going to draw this piece that goes behind it. So draw with points. I'm just going to close that off. I'm going to give it the satin columns, and as you see how they came in, we are just going to hit this inclination button and give the stitches direction. We only need two, one towards the entry and one towards the exit. And you see how beautiful they look now? If you give your stitches the right set of instructions, then they will stitch flawlessly. So what I'm just doing now is just trying to straighten up that inclination. Still not 100% straight, but I'll live. All right, the last thing is the needle. I'm going to come up here to draw with points, and I'm going to put a, what do I want right here? I'll see which one looks better, whether it's a straight line or a cusp. And now I'm going to do a curved node right about here. I'm going to come to this point right here. I'm going to do a curved node as well. Come right here. Now, whatever I do on one side, I want it to match on the other side. So I'm just going to cut it short, and I'll fix that part towards the end. I'm going to come in the same place and do my curved nodes. And now I'm just going to close this off. So I'm just going to go now and straighten anything that may need to be straightened. I'm going to bring up the Bezier handles and curve this part right here of the needle around just to get that round shape. All right, it is looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to go now to the shape, and I'm going to make sure that I have the circle clicked, and I'm going to just drag that and draw like a oval to kind of match that. Okay, so we have our needle, and then we have the hole that we are going to add to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these shapes. I am going to just right click with both of the shapes together, and I'm going to hit combine with hole, and now my hole is combined inside the needle, whereas before it was just sitting on top of it. So now I'm going to tell this what type of stitches I want it to have. And do I want these satin? Yeah, we're going to do a satin stitch. And now we just need to change the color and add the inclinations. I don't have to be spot on, but any color will do. All right, it's looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna select the inclination. I'm gonna do one right there. I don't need too many. One right there. I don't know. Now I have to be careful with this hole right here. I'm gonna try to put one right here on the edge and see what happens. I'm gonna hit enter. Ugh, close my hole. Okay, let me undo that. All right, so we have these two inclinations. Oh. So there's the thing. So here's the thing with the software, with this particular software. When you have holes and you try to go at your inclinations, which is the way that you're going to direct your stitches to go, it doesn't always work. It gets real finicky, the software, and what you can do is, instead of drawing how I did, you can draw with the left-right alternating columns. I'm trying to think of a way around this. I may just leave it. I mean, it's really not a big deal to me. It's literally my shirt. It could just be like that, where the satin stitches are sitting on top, or I could just remove the inclinations. I don't really like how these satin stitches are looking. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna worry about it. We have our hole. I just hope that these satin stitches turn out nice. All right, I got everything hooped off camera, but I did use a 3-ounce cutaway premium soft stabilizer. Everything is hooped with that, with the exception of this black shirt. I did use 2 pieces of black no-show mesh, and I have a piece of tearaway stabilizer. Now, I really am not a fan of stabilizing like this for heavier stitching, because a lot of times for me it leads to a lot of thread breaks. But we're just gonna see, I guess. All right, this shirt right here is going to be Applique, and it's my kids, oh my God, it's 8:40. I have to go put my kids to bed. So I'm at least going to get this one done, because this one takes a whole hour to stitch, and I don't want to be up past 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I need my kids to go to bed because they don't like to wake up in the morning. So let me at least get this one going, the long one, and we'll come back and deal with the applique. Let me do a quick trace. Let me get some Solvay. All right, I just have some double-sided sticky tape that I'm going to apply directly to my mighty hoop. And I'm going to put this piece of Solvay right on top and pray everything goes well while I am in the room with my kids. You know, I got to do their bedtime routine, read stories, kisses on the cheek, good night, that whole routine. Okay, just moving the design up a tad bit. Let's go. Double checking the thread colors, and we are good. My kids are in the bed. I did get some kind of a thread break in the process, so I'm just going to rethread the machine and get this back going. And I am going to start the applique process for this shirt. All right, so this is the applique that I'm using. It's so pretty. It's the double-sided applique. You can see it just a little bit right here. But I didn't know which side to use. This is fine glitter right here, and this is the chunky glitter, but I'm just gonna use the chunky glitter. So I just need to pull up the design and get this going, and then I have my left chest logo. So hopefully I'll be done in about an hour or so. And I'm also going to load this on my Cricut. I'm actually not going to cut for applique. I'm just gonna switch out one of the thread colors. All right, so this one ran out of bobbin. I could have just changed the bobbin, just had that thread break. So I hate like when I run out of bobbin in the middle of the project, because I can always tell where I had to restart it at. So you need to go back enough stitches to completely kind of cover everything and get it to blend in. Hopefully this is good. All right, I'm just gonna trace. And then I'm gonna load my Cricut. All right, so I got the machine working. Whoa, look at this. I don't know. I guess it's working. Anyhow, this one looks fantastic. Hey, you guys, look how this is stitching now. Look at that. So I don't have time for these games tonight. I really want to get to bed at a decent time. So that was giving me trouble. I'm gonna take a little break for it, and I'm gonna cut the applique for it, and I'm gonna put a different black shirt on. But right now we are gonna do these sketch stitches. I just had to load another design. This one is the sketch stitches with the Mylar. So see how this goes. This one's almost done. All right, let me hoop the other shirt. I am doing a piece of tearaway at the bottom, and now I'm doing 2 pieces of no-show mesh, and these 2 will be at the top, which will be touching the shirt. And now here's the shirt. That applique is waiting for me. Wow, the very long design has just finished up. And I need to see if I'm gonna put rhinestones on that one. I do have a template for it. All right, this is back hooped. We're gonna have to speed this up. All right, this is so pretty. I did more pressure, so I don't even know, to be honest. This material is pretty thick. I have it set to 350 points pressure, or whatever you call it. I used the rotary cutter last time and it took forever. I don't have time for that rotary cutter either. All right, let's see. All right, if I cut it again, it'll probably work, because I can see some points where it cut. So I'm just gonna run it through again. We're desperate at this point. The design like reset, so it's not even in the same place. All right, the show must go on. This turned out lovely. I'm gonna put that right there, and I am still gonna go through with the project. It's just gonna have to be a little loose in some areas. I'm not taking any more chances tonight, you guys, because my goal is a great night's sleep so that I can function well. And I have therapy in the morning, physical therapy. I need the mental one too, everything I go through, and being a business owner. Do a quick trace just to make sure everything is okay. Okay, so I have my Mylar. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of 505. I think I put a little bit too much. You know what? I know what it is. It's how this is stabilized. So my machine, whenever I do like the no-show mesh and a piece of tearaway, it don't mesh. It don't mesh very well. So if this does not work, then it's just not gonna work. Now on my single needle machine, this works. All All right, so I have not been recording. I'm not sure where I left off at, but we did put the Mylar on. We do have the black shirt on finally. Now this right here, it has some holes from where I was trying to cut it on the Cricut, but whatevs. Let me see. All right, we should be okay. There's some little mess ups, but we're good, okay? All right, my fabric bunched up a little bit in here, but we'll see. I kind of botched this cutting it, and I cut the shirt somewhere. I am not sure where because I can't see it right now, but I know that I cut it. It's okay, we're fine. I honestly was going to like scrap this video and do it tomorrow, but we just gonna roll with it. It could have been cut better, but we are okay. It still looks beautiful. And a piece of actual glitter flake when I was cutting it shot in my eyeball. So what I actually thought about doing, since I did not cut this that well, I thought about going into the software and making the satin millimeter way thicker, because right now it's only like 3 millimeters. It's very thin because I had planned on cutting it on with my cutting machine. So when I know that something is gonna cut a little funny like this, I will intentionally exaggerate the satin stitch, but I didn't do it. If I go in there and change it and bring the design back up, I could lose registration. So I'm not gonna chance it. I'm just gonna stick to the original plan. This Mylar, by the way, is looking spectacular. How beautiful that looks. I digitized these as sketch stitches, and that's basically a very light fill stitch. Okay, we got the block loaded, so this is going to cut for the left chest logo. And now we're going to pull the rest of the Mylar. Okay, the only thing about the other Mylar that I bought, it's not iridescent like this. This is really the only color that I like out of all the colors. I like the iridescent. And this embroiders so nice compared to that craft Mylar that I had. I'm just getting off the little pieces, which I can probably flake them, pull them off later. Oh, this is so pretty. Just let me lift this. Oh, so pretty. I mean, with so many people doing embroidery, you really gotta think about distinguishing like what you do apart from everyone else. And this would be like a great way to do that. This is so pretty. This isn't hooped like all that tight. Ooh, I got a loose thread right there. All right, let's get this stitching again. All right, so I am going to use purple velvet rhinestones. So you guys don't really need to see me fill these in. I'm going to fill these in, and I'm also going to fill these in as well. Now these are for the left chest logo. I'm about to put those on in a little bit. All right, I'm actually going to call it a night. It is almost 11 and I come to a hard stop about 10:30 or 11 for whatever I'm doing because I have been missing my sleep. So this Mylar is absolutely stunning and this is beautiful. Now I messed up right here. You guys know I pressed the applique on because it had a slight hole and I forgot to take out the middle part. Yeah, so I tried to pull it out, but I pressed it on, so it's not coming out. But otherwise, it looks really good. So I will finish up everything tomorrow. Okay, hey guys, it is the next day. We have 2 more shirts to make, which are the left chest logos. And I showed you guys how I make my left chest logos in the software a little bit earlier. I am wearing one of the shirts that I made and I got so many compliments today. I absolutely love how this one turned out. I am going to actually make 2 more, but it's gonna be off camera. And this is the fabric that I use. It is the fabric that I got a few videos back when I was showing you guys and telling you guys all about my trip to Mood Fabrics in Houston. So I'm actually gonna make a trip back there and get 2 more of these glitter tulle or something like that. But I'm gonna make a trip back to Houston to get some more of this fabric. I love it. I do have it in red as well, but red really isn't an everyday color that I can wear. Now it's expensive, it's $50 a yard, and I get a half of a yard, which is $25 per yard, something like that. They have a minimum of half a yard, not a quarter yard. But I'm going to use this purple color and this navy blue against this gold, and it's going to be gorgeous. So I'll probably make a reel about that. All right, got everything hooped up. This is like a 3 or 4 minute stitch out. So this is gonna be very, very quick. After this is done stitching, we are going to do the rhinestones. So I have my color set. Let me just do a quick trace. This is the next shirt that we're gonna do. All right, you guys, this left chest logo finished stitching out, and this one just came off the machine. Everything stitched perfectly. The satin stitches are smooth. I really love how they look. Yeah, everything is good. So I'm just going to unhoop this and sit it to the side. All right, I'm just gonna sit those back there. Okay, now in the meantime, let's get this right here off. A few of them did stick in, so I'm just gonna grab some tweezers and just poke them out. It's just a few. You can even use your seam ripper, and that way you can grab them, or at least you can see where they are to grab them. Actually, more stayed in than, so I may need a new knife blade. The one that I have been putting in some work. And where are you guys getting your purple flock from? I kind of want to see the purple, how that works. This blue, it's really good. It's really strong. I almost feel like I want something a little less strong just to see how, you know, something that's not so tacky, to see if that'll work better. Because these are just, they're just really strong and really sticky. And I'm sure that's a good thing, but I do want to try some other rhinestone flock. So I did get these mats from Amazon. I believe it came with a pack of 30. What I like to do is cut off the excess. All right, I'm gonna turn my heat press back on. Only thing left is just to put the rhinestones on. So I am going to brush these rhinestones in, and I will see you at the heat press. So I did notice on one of my shirts, I didn't lint brush. So it was like some lint caught in like the rhinestones. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like lint attached to some of them that I could not get off. So you do want to make sure you've clipped pretty much everything, as well as removed all lint. Here is the template. So you just kind of got to turn it a little bit till you get everything to fit accordingly. And this right here looks pretty good. All right. All right, let's pull this off. All right. Oh, perfect, perfect. About, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rhinestones did not come out. And also there's like glitter flakes from my shirt stuck on the adhesive. Pretty. Okay, this color right here is Sapphire AB. It's really beautiful. All right, and this is our last one. Now, the color for this one is Pink AB. And again, about 5 rhinestones did not go in. Okay, it is time to wrap everything up. I made myself some really beautiful pieces because I'm at a point now where I really want to start branding. I've never been super big on branding, but that is going to change within this year. You guys are going to see the studio branded up and down, top to bottom, and side to side. And I'm also going to be wearing my merch. I am going to do a sequin version of this, and I'm going to do a couple more versions of this chunky glitter as well as the fine glitter. And then I'm also going to do like some puff embroidery all on my logo. Once you have the skill down, then you can create many different variations for logos and different brands. So this is the Mylar version. This is the fill stitches / rhinestone version. I'm going to try these on in a minute as well. And these are my just when I don't want to do a lot, but I still want to represent my brand. These are my left chest logos, and they're so stinking cute. All right, let me try these on. Left chest logo. Another left chest logo. This is the Mylar version. And the Mylar that I got is from Kimberbell, and I use the iridescent color. And last but not least, my favorite of the bunch. These are just plain fill stitches with the rhinestone edition. And remember, a few videos ago, I did have this version right here, which is the full logo with the rhinestones as well. I'm gonna go pick up some more of this blue and make another version of this in the blue. So I cannot stress enough how important it is to know how to navigate your way between stitches. Go from applique to fill stitches to decorative stitches to be able to add rhinestones. The next version that I make, I will be adding puff, and this is all one logo, so just think about the possibilities. So if you guys want to know more about digitizing, I do have a course called Stitch by Stitch, and I basically teach the fundamentals of digitizing in that course. If you are the type of person and you enjoy more so live sessions, I do have the Embroidery Mastery community that is available. We meet 2 times a month and I provide weekly tutorials for you guys. It is heavy on the digitizing because to me, that is one of the most important skills to have in embroidery, and it just 10x's your income. So my Embroidery Mastery community will be linked below. Let me know which version that you guys like the most, and thank you so much for watching. You know what to do as far as liking, subscribing, and turning on the notifications. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.